We live in a really cool time period when it comes to television and media. There are countless amount of shows that have come out recently which feel so inspired and have creatives helming them with a unique and refreshing way to tell their respective tale. Some examples of this are Pluribus, Succession, The Boys, Jujutsu Kaisen, Invincible, Primal, Barry, and the list keeps on going. You get what I mean now? A good TV show will have you sit with it and the message it is exposing to you for a long time. I can't really provide that sentiment with any more volume since it's just so amazing when a show clicks on all fronts, both story and technical. But as you guys know, or if you don't know, I love surrealism, which isn't something explored in modern TV as much as other genres, so to speak. I love David Lynch's films due to the emotion that is clouded in his crazy visuals, giving birth to beautiful abstract pieces of art. That's all to say that artists like Lynch feel like a lightning in a bottle situation. It's either new projects feel like they're kind of biting his style, or other big surrealist directors, or they just feel like cool visual pieces that are just void of emotion. So I was so glad when I watched this new show on HBO Max and felt something similar to my first viewing of Eraserhead many years ago. The feeling of excitement that the foundations of art that I know are warping into something anew, something truly cool. And the show I am talking about is The Chair Company in this new episode of Currents.
These are my work clothes!
To start off, The Chair Company follows a family man named Ron, played by Tim Robinson, who goes on a crusade against a chair company after his chair seemingly breaks in a crowded conference at his workplace. Things begin to take a drastic turn in the show when Ron begins to find out that everything is not really what it seems, and he falls into a chaotic rabbit hole full of conspiracy and terror. On a side note, I love when shows have this iceberg way of constructing their plot, making something small eventually turn into a big deal with tremendous stakes. I think Beef Season 1 did an excellent job at this, and I still gotta watch Season 2, so no spoilers, please. This show is relatively short, which is a great and bad thing. There are only 8 episodes that are only 30 minutes long. It's great because this show has no fat to it. It has a short amount of time to encapsulate this crazy story, and they do that incredibly well. But it's bad because, well man, I hated when this show ended. I got to the last episode, and when the credits rolled, I immediately began to fantasize on what could happen next. Every episode felt so different, but they were all equally as interesting. There felt like certain scenes in the show were ripped from a David Lynch film. The employee in the clothes store in one of the earlier episodes had the exact same vibe as the man with the cowboy hat in Mulholland Drive. I was crying laughing at that scene.
I'm positive he's at his limit.
I went into watching this show knowing absolutely nothing. And man, oh man, I was definitely happy I did, because I was greeted with possibly one of the most inspired stories in modern media, I think.
And I want people to make mistakes.
Douglas, I really don't think you should do. One second, you should not do this. Hello, Barb? Is everything okay?
The entire cast of this show is great. Lake Bell, Sophia Lillis, Lou Diamond Phillips, Jim Downey, and Joseph Tedesco all churn in incredible performances that had me both tearing up from laughter and sadness. But let's not get it twisted. This show is carried by the hilarious Tim Robinson. He is so funny. The way he acts with his body is so cool. It's like an artist using their instrument to its full capacity. I got flashes of like Jim Carrey as I was watching him. He's really great. But not gonna lie, he might be up there as one of my favorite creatives ever after watching this show, because he can act. There were scenes where he outright made me tear up just because of how convincing he was in this role. I just love how exaggerated his performance felt, yet it was always packed full of emotion. I never got tired of the exaggeration in his acting, especially after learning that it was his style. It really just matched the show's zaniness. I fell into a rabbit hole of my own after watching this. I found myself watching his interviews to get a more detailed look at what he had to say about art and his creative process. I watched his old skits, and I even watched Friendship on HBO Max, which was a really awesome film that he starred in. I couldn't believe how I never really saw any of his work, especially since I've been completely admiring him as a creative recently. I haven't felt that way about a creative artist in a long time. That feeling of curiosity about what awaits them in the future as an artist. I really cannot wait to see what else he makes next, because I know that it surely will be something unlike anything that I have yet seen. I brought up earlier in the video that new films, new TV shows that are surreal kind of feel like rips from other classic surrealist directors' works, or they just don't do anything for me emotionally. I feel like it's because these new films that are surreal are trying to capture what made these older projects so good without bringing anything new to the table. It feels like they are conveying their story in a way that has been done before and been done better at that. But the Chair Company feels new to me, which is why I like to put it under that neo-surrealism genre. It borrows tropes, lingo, and the energy of our modern age into this story. I really appreciate how modern this story feels, from the locations to the social media aspect playing a vital role to how the conflict is even being solved. Well, if you watch the end of the show, it gets crazy, but whatever, no spoilers. This is just a super cool story that was told in a superb way. It definitely borrows from the classics of surrealist media, but it never feels like it is trying to reheat these old nachos. It brought a whole new bag with that rich taste for us all to enjoy.
Get in, let's go talk to him right now.
Okay, I gotta go somewhere first, though. We gotta stop somewhere.
Alright, and I think that's all I have for this episode. I really love this show, and I wanted to give its righteous praise through this video, especially since I feel like it's really underrated, to be honest, which is so surprising. I cannot wait for the new season of this show. It cannot come soon enough, and I am so excited to see whatever Tim Robinson does next. I will be first in line, I promise you. His work is truly special, so please do not miss out on watching this one. As always, this has been Doug Breaks, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.